So, Instagram, once you like something, they really start shooting all these videos with all these messages. Let me see if that makes it a little better. Um, but I just saw one and I told myself I have so many thoughts that sometimes I'm like, oh, I need to, when I do the video, I'll talk about this or I'll talk about that. And then I forget. So I told myself I was going to start doing more videos whenever thoughts popped in my head. I'll just have to figure out if I'm around my kids how to get away from them right away so I could do them. But I just saw a video about, let me see, it just hit me hard. Because it's true, and I've heard enough, you know, counselors or whatever, tell me like, oh, like childhood trauma can affect how you are an adult. And I know that part. But the way that this video, and I just posted in the community tab or whatever, it said, dang it, I don't want to mess it up. I wish I could play it after I do this video. It was talking about overthinkers. And I've been getting a lot of those yesterday and today. Just overthinkers messages and clips and stuff. But this one said, you become an overthinker basically as a protection because when you were little, somebody that you trusted, and for me it's more than one person, it's my mom, my dad, my stepmom. um you know, I would say my grandma, but I don't know where to put her because she technically didn't do anything wrong, but I just wish that seeing that she wanted me to know that she was abused by her dad, and somehow she wanted me to feel comfort in that, but not, she didn't tell me, she just talked about it while I was in her presence. And I guess that was her way of saying, like, I understand what you're going through, but that's still my son, so I'm conflicted. Like, I love you and I love him. So, but basically, almost all the adults, except for my Uncle Tony and my grandma from my stepmom's side, Mama Martinez, but everybody else kind of like betrayed me. And so, but I was thinking about it when I saw the clip. I was like, oh, this, I felt like it started when I was in New York. And if you heard my old videos about me telling my story, basically, I feel like my dad started his perverted fantasies about me. I feel like when he saw me taking a bath, I was 8 years old. And I just felt like he looked at me different that day, that night. And I didn't know what the feeling was. I just felt weird, like, and I was trying to like create more bubbles to cover up myself. So I thought it started that day with the overthinking. And the clip said something about you basically build that as a mechanism to figure out who's safe to be around, who can you trust, who can you like, you basically build any scenario, split it into 5 or 6 different scenarios of outcome, which is tiring. It's so tiring. You can't help it though. Once your brain starts that process of overthinking things, you can't help it. And you're hoping that your scenarios, the bad ones, are wrong and that the good ones come true. But so many times the bad one comes true. So you feel like you're more prepared. Oh, that's cute. There's a squirrel acting like she's listening to me facing. Um, so yeah, you have these scenarios built like automatically. You meet somebody, you think about everything that could go wrong and everything that could go right, and you just hope that the right ones are right. And then you think by doing that that you won't be as disappointed if shit goes left. But it's still disappointing because people prove you right with the wrong scenarios. So it's like, damn, I had more hope for that situation or that person. Anyways, I need to deactivate, unplug myself from social media, both platforms, for a little bit because I just been getting so many overthinking over, and it's true and it hits home, but it is tiring because then I overthink that. No, but seriously, like, it's not like, you know how if you watch Monk, he says it's a gift and a curse. Well, this is a gift and a curse because it kind of prepares me to feel like if the person leaves, I could, or if they disappoint me or if they hurt me, it won't hurt as much. But it still does. But then what the overthinking does, it's like, okay, I go back to it. I'm like, okay, well, I knew that this could happen, and I knew that that's how it would happen. So then you become okay with the outcome, and it's easier to break away. It's easier to let go. Um, so it's a gift and a curse. It's a defense mechanism, not a good one, because for the ones that have soft hearts, there's some people that do that and they have hard hearts, like harder, not heartless. I don't feel like anybody's really truly, well, no, there's people that are heartless, but there's people that have like really hard brick walls up. My walls might be wood or something, 'cause it's not too hard to get in. Um, but I will slam the door in your face. That's one thing I will do, and not feel guilty about it. And now I'm becoming better and better at feeling like, okay, I can really be alone. Like, I don't, as long as my kids are good with me, as long as my cat is good with me, I have 1 or 2 people in my corner. And I feel like I got that right now. I got 1 or 2 people in my corner that I can count on, that I can depend on. And they know they can depend and count on me too. So And I got a couple of friends um, that hopefully it will be lifetime long friends. I'm building on trying to trust females around my age, or so I am trying. And I took the first few steps to making new friends. There's a new girl in town that I feel like, okay, I could see her. I could see us building a true friendship. It's hard to find, as an adult, it's hard to find like true friendships in females for me, my age. Like, it's so much easier for me to deal with somebody that's like 10, 20, 30 years older than me. They don't have all this extra crap that you have to deal with people my girls, ladies, women my age or whatever. And it sounds silly because I'm not trying to date them, but I see what guys say that females are difficult to understand, and they don't really like. I'm a really straight up type of person, and I wish more people were. But maybe if a lot people was like that, then people would just be like, "Oh, everybody's mean," and I don't know. Sometimes I guess my forwardness could be viewed as rude, but one thing about me is I do apologize. But as far as the little clip, this is just a quick video. Um, yeah, it hit home because, and go to the community tab or whatever, look at it so you really hear the full video. But the gist of it, like like I was saying, I thought it started in New York when I was in the tub with my dad looking at me weird with the overthinking thing and trying to predict what's what and who's who. But I can think of two other situations that actually happened in the DR that I remember thinking like, what the hell? So the one situation was one of my cousins. I think I was walking with like a couple of cousins in the back of the house, some road, and I had a mini skirt on and I guess a tank top or maybe a short shirt, so it didn't go down covering my middle. And she's like, "What is that?" And like when I was skinnier, I guess I know this is kind of horrible. So if you're like sensitive about female parts, log off because I'm about to say it because I felt weird. And that's when I was like, what the fuck does she mean? Like, I have, like, I have a bone that sticks out here and it also sticks out, like, down there. And when I was skinnier, if I wore tight pants or tight mini skirts and I didn't cover up, it would poke out. So that made me self-conscious. I feel like after that, I didn't want to wear tight stuff. I didn't, but I did. I think I asked her, "What do you mean?" Like, and she poked it. Like, she's like, "What is that?" And I was like, "That's my." What do you mean? Like, that's me. She's like, "Oh, that's weird." And I was like, what the fuck does she mean? And that stayed with me. I just remember that it stayed with me. It bothered me. And she was just like, well, that's not normal. I was like, okay, I don't know what you want me to do about it. Like, that's the way God made me. And the second situation was that made me an overthinker, I think, was when the cousin, we used to share a bed. It was like a queen size bed, so it was big enough for us. We were little. I think I was probably 6 or 7, and she must have been 8 or 9 or 10, I don't know, a little older than me. But she was peeing on the bed, and she got up before me, and my grandma found me in the wet bed and beat me with the sheets. And like, I knew it was her, and she apologized later on that day, and she promised me that she would give me a bag of candy if I didn't tell on her. And I think I did try to tell on her because I got mad. I think that was like the second or third time that she did that. And I was like, I'm not going to keep taking beatings for you. Like, this is crap. And I think I tried to tell on her, and nobody believed me. Like, my grandma didn't believe me. Her dad didn't believe me. And that's when I felt like there's something going on. I didn't know I was a stepchild. But looking back, I'm like, oh, that must have been the reason that they treated me different that time. My grandma on my stepmom's side, I never felt like she treated me different as far as treating me like a stepchild or step granddaughter. But those times when it had to do with my cousin, that was her real blood, I think she did treat me different. I don't remember all the different times, but I do remember catching some whippings behind her. And when I did finally speak up, nobody believed me. So I was like, what the hell? Why did she get believed and I don't? And so maybe that's when I became an overthinker. You know, the beating up the sheets or the poking up the puss. I don't know, the puss bone. The cousin, that was another cousin. She was older. She was probably a teenager, and I was 5 or 6, 7. I don't know. No, I moved to New York when I was 7, so it was probably 5 or 6. But yeah, who knows when it started? Must have started back then, because I remember, and I remember feeling what I was feeling. So when you analyze yourself, because I'm an overthinker, I analyze myself and everything else. It's very interesting to like think about things and break them down and find out, like, if you're able to feel the feelings that you felt back then, and as an adult try to understand why it happened, how it happened, and just the different things you know now as an adult and put them in perspective. It's like, oh, they must have been jealous, or they must have been whatever, or I was treated different because I was a step granddaughter, you know, that was my step uncle. um, or maybe it's just because that was his daughter. That was, it's all these things that it might have been. And you can understand more how or why people acted or reacted to you the way they do. And to me, it brings me a little more peace, even though it sounds like I'm going on a hamster wheel. It is giving me closure, because I had a lot of whys in my head. Why did this? Why did that? Who? Why did? Yeah. So, anyways, I think I'm gonna like take the apps off my phone, the Instagram and Facebook for a while, and just kind of regroup and stop listening to all those messages. Even though they're true and they're helpful because they make me think about the different things I need to heal in myself, it's crazy to receive like 10 of those messages. Like, too much, too much. Anyways, short video. Good morning. Share if you care. Like, comment. Hope you guys have a blessed day. Go encourage somebody. Go be great. I'm gonna go take a nap. But yeah, I didn't sleep that well last night. Um, it's weird. Seattle gets so much moisture and this and that. After moving back, it's just haven't been the same with the sleep pattern. Also, female stuff like menopause and hot flashes and all that stuff going on too. But either way, be great. Do something for yourself. Hug yourself. Love yourself. Um, you know, love on yourself. Treat yourself. All right? Bye.